Welcome everyone. This series is going to take you through some really gentle mobility and strength exercises that you can do early postnatal. So that's day 1 post-birth, all the way up to 2 to 3 weeks when you're ready. And so we're going to focus on releasing sort of those common tight spots that can happen postnatal and re-strengthening and reconnecting with those spots that tend to be a little weaker from pregnancy, delivery to help recover them postnatal. So this one we're going to do laying down, which you can do in bed, which is nice. And feel free to grab any props that you like and join along with me. So to start in bed, we're just going to bring the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and we're going to knock the knees down over to one side and through like windshield wipers, and then back over to the other side. Start with some gentle, small ranges of motion, right and left, and then allow yourself to get a little bit bigger as that feels a little more safe and comfortable. Arms can go wherever is comfortable too. Obviously on a bed, your arms will be a little more supported. It can also come out wide, up overhead to help open up the chest. That tends to get a little bit tighter in that postnatal period. Inhale and exhale. See if you can breathe into the back sides of the lower ribs as we go through this practice to help the diaphragm move nicely, to help with that deep core connection, regaining that post-pregnancy. So welcome to pause with the legs to one side. If that feels comfortable, you can let that opposite hip lift, creating a little bit of a rotation through the low back. If it feels comfortable and safe, you can lift that bottom leg and drop it over on top of that upper knee, create a little more weight and stretch in through that one side. If it doesn't feel good or it feels like a little bit too much, just back off and come back to that previous version. When you're ready, we can unhook that leg and we'll come over to the other side, remembering to breathe into the back lower ribs. Each side might be different, so you can test and see if that dropping that other leg down on top of the other is helpful, or if it's a little bit too much right now. When you're ready, bring the legs back up through center, and we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, coming into a figure 4 or reclined pigeon stretch. Option here to grab through to that left leg, back of the thigh. You can use a pillowcase or a strap, or you can just let the leg stay down this way. Okay? So breathe into the back sides of the lower ribs, maybe into your sits bones, the back of that right hip. On the exhale, see if you can imagine letting your head get a little bit longer away from your tail. Just gently. If your leg is lifted, you can drop that left foot down to the bed. An option here to come into a little bit of a twist over to that left side. So arms can come out wide or cactus the arms. And like the leg windshield wipers, we can sort of flow right and left. Just being curious as far as what feels comfortable, what feels like it's needed. Finding a pause anywhere along that path that you like. Exhale, let it go. Come back up through center, unravel the legs, and we'll cross the other one over the top. Again, here you can reach through the window of your legs to get a little bit deeper into the back of that left hip. And we breathe. As we're going through here, any movements, you can reconnect to any segment of TA, so lower, mid, or upper, drawing that string, tensioning outside to inside. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can go back and look at the linked videos in the description below. Inhale to the back sides of the ribs. Exhale, connect centrally. Good. Option here to come into that little pigeon twist. Again, flowing or staying based on your energy levels, what your body is telling you today. Finding a pause that suits you. Exhale, we connect segmental TA, lower, mid, or upper on the exhale. Inhale, we let it go. Breathe into the rib space. Exhale, connect centrally. We'll unravel the legs when you're ready. And come back through center. From here, you can turn your pillow or move the pillow if that feels comfortable for you. We're gonna bring the legs down long and the arms up overhead. If this is too tight in through the shoulders, you're welcome to bring the arms out into a wide position or just chicken wing them at your sides. What we're gonna do is try to find a little banana shape or a crescent moon shape with your body. So both feet go to the left side, and then your arms and upper body go to the right, or sorry, to the same side on the left side. And so here we're looking for a nice sort of stretch and release along that long side on the right, making sure that your head is nice and comfortable. So from here, you can imagine gently lengthening or telescoping out the arms on that right side and out that heel on the low end on that right side. And take a nice breath into the rib spaces. Let the ribs fan open as the breath comes in. Exhale, gently fold and close on the breath out. Inhale to that space in the waist between the pelvis and the ribs. Exhale, keep the length. One more breath here. When you're ready, we can walk the legs and arms over to the other side. Take your pillow with you just to support your head. And again, looking where it's comfortable. 3 breaths. Exhale, lengthen out the top and the bottom. Maybe connecting to any segment of TA on the exhale, just to get those reps in. However, if this is day 1 or day 2 postnatal and you're not feeling too much, don't worry about it. Maybe just imagine that connection and not worrying so much about how much you're feeling. Really trying to use your breath to expand the rib cage from the inside out, allowing the belly and the chest to come along for the ride. We'll come back through center. Here we're just gonna pause and check in, see how your body's feeling, those niggly spots. Maybe give yourself a little head and neck roll, right and left. So as you roll the head and neck, right and left, being supported by the pillow. Maybe feeling for some subtle tension and through the upper neck and arms from looking after and carrying baby. Option to find a pause anywhere along that path to really let that stretch sink in. And how you're feeling and any other pre-existing conditions, you can also remove the pillow and come down that way. If you're finding a pause, taking 3 to 5 breaths there. Seeing if you can relax the jaw, the throat, the tongue, and finding some length. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, fingertips lengthen towards the feet. Of course, there's always an option if your low back is not feeling great to bend in through the knees. Exhale, connecting lower, mid, upper TA or any segment. Just regaining that connection of that subtle tension of the deep core as we're releasing other places. Letting that go into the head and neck. We're gonna come into one more release piece, and then we're going to get a little bit of gentle strength to reinforce and get you out of that sort of crunch position. So coming onto your side, make sure you have a nice support for your head. Legs can be bent as much or as little as feels comfortable. Just make sure that your hips and your knees and your shoulders stacked, okay? From here, with that top arm, we can reach high towards the sky, or chicken wing it, bringing the hand to the ribs, and we're gonna twist the chest open to the sky, keeping the hips and knees stacked vertical. So options sort of flow here, back and forth. Maybe draw the elbow back like you're drawing a bowstring, and then we lengthen and reach. Sweeping the fingertips up towards the sky like painting a rainbow with the fingertips. Do a few flow here. The next one we'll hold. Finding the range that works for you. So on this hold, again, making sure that we're really getting that twist into the rib space as opposed to the whole back. And if it's too much, let your arms sort of dangle there. You can always support with a pillow behind you, or again, you can chicken wing it and have it come down to attach the rib cage. 3 breaths into your rib space here. It's gonna feel tight because it's twisted, that's okay. Exhale, let it go. Watch if that shoulder's creeping up to your ear. Can you drop it down, away? See if you can breathe into the collarbones, especially that top left one, opening in through the top of the rib cage. Inhale to your lower ribs. Exhale, let it go. We'll undo that. Coming through to the middle and twisting over to the other side. So we'll do 3 flows here. Open, reach, paint a rainbow, back to the start. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more here and we'll hold. Again, option to do more flow if that feels more welcome to you today. If your arm is outstretched here, seeing again, doesn't need a support, but even maybe playing with that angle of the arm. As it comes up a bit higher, do we get a little bit nice of a pec stretch in there? Maybe we let it rest in that more open spot. Again, looking to where it's comfortable, maybe looking to that open hand, or looking towards the wall in front of your knees. Breath into the twisted space, into the collarbones, maybe into that armpit. To get tingly in the hands, it's okay, just notice it, maybe back off a smidge. When you're ready, we'll untwist. We'll come back onto our backs. Last little bit here, just to get a little bit active and through the back line, which tends to be a little bit tired, postnatal especially. You can bend the knees, just make sure you have a nice support for the head. Think about creating a little length from the top and the bottom. And from here, we're going to robot the arms, bend the elbows to point the fingertips towards the sky. And feet are on the bed with knees hip distance apart. From here, we'll take a nice breath into the rib spaces. Exhale, connect centrally to some degree if possible. Press the elbows down and then press into the feet to lift the hips. Think about lengthening out the knees as opposed to just lifting the hips. Lengthen first. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, central connection, elbow press, telescope the knees to rise. Doesn't have to be this big. It can just be a little, or not even a lift. It can just be a press into the bed. So here we'll do a little glute bridge, breath into the rib spaces. Exhale, some segment of TA connects. Press the elbows down gently, press into the feet, telescope out the knees long to help lift into the hips a little or a lot. Inhale, return, back down. Exhale, TA, elbow press, foot press, and lift. One more here. Option at home when you're doing this to get up to 10 to 15 reps. Come on, back down. From here, we can come into a few little cat and cows on our back. There's not a lot of movement here, obviously, but really just using the bed as sort of something to press into, especially as we think about coming into that Cow pose, we puff the belly, head and tail gently press into the bed, maybe even the shoulders gently press. Making sure you're not getting too much pinching through the low back or elsewhere. And then exhale, we can think about tucking the pelvis up and under and just think about looking towards our knees to get a little bit of that cat pose. Maybe press your mid back into the bed. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Arching the back. Exhale, curling. Last one. Nice. So that's a nice little bed routine you can do, whether baby's sleeping beside you if they're not too disturbed, or even just before you go to lay down or before you even get up out of bed. So take your time getting up. Again, if you're early postpartum, just rolling to the side if you can to help push yourself up with the arms, to help limit any pressures down to the pelvic region, or if you're still recovering from diastasis early on. And taking any bits and pieces of that you like as one-off exercises to do, just if you have a little niggly spot, or doing the whole sequence together. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below.